Hello, everyone. This is Barbara Iris Sue of Parental World Knowledge. I want to welcome everyone. And this is also the president of artist Barbara Sue Fine Art Studio. And I just want to welcome you to do watercolor painting again. And I hope that everybody has their canvas paper I've been talking about. If you don't know, you haven't watched our show, you need a canvas paper much like the canvas that is on the wall there with that painting, although that has wood with it. This is just like a paper, it's paper thin and it comes in a pad. Little palette size like this, and you should have all non-toxic paints when you buy it from the art store. Make sure for everyone's health, especially for children and senior citizens. In addition, you need different size professional artist brushes. You can't just have one size, you should have several. And you should have an artist sponge so that if you put too much paint or too much water, you can just put it down and bring it right back up. All right. And in addition, most of those watercolor sets do not have white. I don't know why, but they don't include the white. So you have to get a liquid white because they just don't have, I don't see the dry individual white. And it's not in the sets usually. So a liquid white, and it works great. I mean, it's easy to work with the liquid, so don't worry. It's even easier than the palette, but it is more costly to be getting the liquids. Just want to let you know. And you can get a discount if it's not on sale at Jerry's Artist Outlet. You just mentioned our organization, Artist Barbara Sue Fine Art Studio, because I'm the one giving you the lessons. So, you could say that I'm your teacher and that, you're taking lessons from me, and to please give you 10%. And it's in the computer so that they can give you that. All right. And, but if something's on sale, you can't get the 10%. It's only for non-sale items. And they do have a very big sale because, it's going back to school. So right now is a good time to be buying your paints and things. Another thing, you're going to need pencils, colored pencils, so that you can do 3D. After it's all dry, your watercolor painting, you're going to want to go over with colored pencils. And that's about it. If you do have already regular paper and you want to use that, it's just that you have to put a little less water and a little less paint because it's not going to absorb like the canvas one. So, you can use that, but you're going to have to whitewash before you do it, unless your paper says it's pre-treated. Most papers aren't, and that means, you have to paint the whole thing white. This way, these are pre-treated. You make sure that the canvas ones are pre-treated, and it already has its whitewash on it. So the colors don't, what would happen is if you don't have a whitewash, right? So make it simple on yourself and get this. And if you buy in bulk, you can even get more of a sale. So try to buy, all at once as opposed to just buying a little at a time, and you get more discount from Jerry's. I don't know where else you go. I don't know if they're going to do that, but I know in Jerry's they do. All right, so let's begin. I hope that you have a line drawing already. And what I mean by a line drawing is just the outline, like the outline of these roses, not the whole thing, and the rest you paint in. See, like I have the leaves, I didn't paint them yet. So just the outline of the leaves. That's all you need. If anybody wants to be on our art reality show, give us a call Monday through Sunday, 9 to 5. And we're more than happy to have anyone on our show. And always do light colors first and then your dark. Reason being so that the dark doesn't bleed into the light colors, and then you'll have to layer more. And you do need to do at least 4 layers or more. For these flowers, did already 6 layers almost completely. I have to do some more flowers. I'm not quite done. So, it depends on what you're doing. If you're making, something else other than flowers, but I want the flowers to, just stand out, the petals, and, so that's why I'm doing more layers. But something else, that you're doing, you might not need to do that many layers. If you're, doing other things like maybe pets or something, you might not have to do so many layers. But this, definitely the flowers. Don't choose, just because I'm doing flowers, don't choose flowers to do. The subject matter that you like the most is what's going to come out the best. And don't worry about being perfect. Just enjoy. That's how my late mother taught me. She was a master artist with Hurwitz. Just enjoy your work. And this is excellent for your health, mentally, physically. And it's been proven that it actually has increased brain capacity. And just imagine, doing some art, simple art, can do, an increase in our brain capacity, that we, can think more clearly, take on more things, and, learning more things quickly. It is just amazing. And people that are surgeons definitely, should really take art. And I did have a surgeon, my first student from artist Barbara Su Fine Art Studio was a heart surgeon. And I was really happy that he was taking art, and he did excellent. All right, so let's begin. I'm going to do the light colors first and then work into the dark. If you need to mix colors, you come here to learn, or get a book in the library of mixing colors. You'd be mixing with the white. That's why you need the white. Say you wanted to make tan, you would have the white, and then you'd put some brown. So that's what I mean by mixing colors. So you're going to have to really learn how to do that if you don't know that now. This is Houdini reincarnated. this puppy, I can't believe I didn't want him going upstairs because my son is doing some renovation on a small bathroom we have upstairs. So he got through the barriers of everything I put in front of the steps, thinking that it's going to keep him from getting up there. And I did block, like where he's working, I put like a pail and different things to block, any thing that would be a little dangerous area. So, but the thing is, he took down the barrier every time I do something. I put the biggest barrier. I still can't figure out how in the world he got up there. And this is beyond. This puppy is totally brilliant that he could figure out. So finally, I just decided I can't stop him from going up there no matter what I did. I put, all kinds of barriers that there's no way another puppy or dog would ever, or child, be able to get up. But, I definitely child proved it, dog proved it. But he squeezes in and gets up there. And he is small, so he could. So then I decided, well, I'm just going to I had this heavy cord and just tied the handle to the bathroom door to the other door, the closet door next to it. And the cord is not hanging, it's all the way up. He's very tiny, he cannot reach that. And so now if he goes up there, I'm not going to worry. But I was running up, oh God, for the last few days. And I just, tried everything under the sun. And it's like a cord rope, and you can't break. This definitely can't break, even if he pulls and pushes on the door or whatever. You can't break this. They came out with a newer cord, even for his chain. And it's made of the same substance. It's like a woven, very heavy material. He wasn't able to push it open. Thank goodness. He's been up there a few times now, so I checked that it was definitely puppy proof with platinos. I've never had this from any other puppy. This is the smartest little puppy I've ever had in my life. And he's tiny. He's just 3.5 months, and he's a tiny little puppy. And that he could even open the handle to a door. He got my son's door open. Unbelievable. And his handle is a little bit down more than the one in the bathroom. But this puppy, I guess that is Houdini. listening to see if I hear him. Weather's a little cooler in West Orange, New Jersey today. It's pretty nice. I was out with my puppy since 6:30 this week. It gives me more energy. Even in spite I was running up and down. Oh. Now I don't have to. I got the door, up to the bathroom, and excuse me, I just have to take this call. Hello, Barbara speaking. Just do gentle strokes, you don't have to rush doing anything. My puppy saw his sister this weekend at the vet, and they got along a lot better than they were before. Last week, when they were apart a week, they weren't getting along so great. And the civil rivalry. It's just like if some little kid went away to camp. One went away, one didn't. And then they have, the parents spoiling them while the other child's away. So then, they're going to get a little jealous when the child comes back, the other brother or sister. So, same thing with the puppies. So, they're getting along nice though now. They have a little fighting, but pretty much, they're pretty good. They see that we both give attention. I'm giving attention to his sister, and then vice versa. The family of it's my son's girlfriend is giving attention to my puppy. So, it works out that we're getting along now. You just have to reassure, both puppies that both sides of our family love each of those puppies. But they were really going at it, brother and sister. Oh my gosh. There was a lot of fighting going on for little puppies. They were not very pleasant. And his sister, she wouldn't let up. If he just did one little thing, oh my gosh, the sister just kept coming at him. So I said, you better stop doing that. You're getting her. And she is very chubby, very heavy. She weighs more than him. And so if she's jumping on him, that's very heavy. She's like twice the size and volume as his body, although he's longer in length. But they're not walking her, and so that's why she's getting so heavy. They work, the family, and they just don't walk. I mean, I'm working, they work from home, but I guess they make the priority of the business and not the puppy. And I said, you need to walk the puppy a little more. And everybody in the family, there's a lot of people staying there. They just want to pick the puppy up, the rest of the family. That's not good. You need to let the puppy walk. You can't keep picking it up just because it's so cute. You got to let the puppy walk. Not doing the puppy any good. The legs won't be strong. You want your puppy to live a healthy life. You need to, even my puppy, like the times after he, took a shot, he had to get 2 immunization shots. He was a little tired, but I still try to get him to walk because, you can't let him just lay there and not do some walking. They can't digest their food right. So keep your puppy active. And we play. I play all the time. I have pull toys, so I have him playing with me and jumping up. And you could sit down. You don't even have to be standing when you're doing that. You could sit down and a pet time. Put some more layers on that. And I hope his sister gets a little more exercise. I'm concerned that it's not good for a pet to be obese, and she's getting there. She's still adorable puppy, but she's getting too heavy. I'm just worried that the heavier you get, then it's going to be harder for her to walk later. So that's not good. Not good for the with 25 human years, because I walk my pet all the time. I only get once in a while table scraps, mostly just dry dog food. And I've said this before, and if you weren't watching, I just want to be sure everybody knows how to proper care for a pet. The wet dog food is not good in the cans. If you want it to be a little wet, you can add a little water with your dry food, but make sure that you don't let it stand around. You have to have the puppy, the dog, eat it right away. But I don't even add water. I just put fresh water all the time in a separate bowl, and that's how my puppy likes it. And I'm just saying, if you're having difficulty in your puppy wanting to eat the dry food, you could always make it a little moist with fresh, water, not from the tap. You should have either, unless you have a purification system on it. Don't use right from the tap unless there's a purification system. Or if you have bottled water that you can use, you don't have a purification hooked up on your tap. Okay. Get some new layers. I'm holding it up and it's not there. Okay. I don't know why that does that. Just keeps freezing off and on. A little trouble getting on too today. Not quite as bad as yesterday, but still. I don't know what's going on with this. Google Hangouts. Freezing way too much the camera. Yeah, you can always turn your paper. You need to work on another section. Or just turn it around so you don't get the paint all over you or smear on your paper. And if you need to put another layer on, you let that dry and then go to the next flower or whatever you're doing. I made a great meal the other night. I put salmon with fresh broccoli and a little bit of olive oil in a nonstick pan. And it was just delicious with the broccoli. This broccoli stir fry. Also, with that, I put a little bit of peppers. I had yellow, red, and green peppers. So I just, put in first the broccoli and the peppers. and then the salmon. And I made sure I put a little extra oil just for the salmon so it wouldn't dry out. But when the peppers and the broccoli were a little cooked, not completely, but almost, almost done, I put the salmon in, because you really, this was canned salmon. If you had raw, fresh salmon, it would take a little bit longer, but I had a canned red salmon. And if I had the raw, I would have put it in really before the broccoli and the peppers were cooking, because that takes a lot longer. But it was just so great. My son was looking for more salmon, so I knew he really liked it. He ate all the vegetables. And he said, gee, I wish there was more salmon. But I gave him the biggest piece, and just excellent. So you just have to really saute everything on both sides, and then, with the vegetables, and then if you have the canned salmon, put it in and just, saute it on both sides, and just add to get the, the inside of the salmon. It's raw. It takes a long time to cook. Yeah. So, and it actually, the whole thing was in 30 minutes with the canned salmon. That's all that it took. If you're doing the other one, I would put the salmon in first and keep it on a not a high flame. It should be medium low flame, and because you got it in the oil, and the oil is going to be cooking it. And I would add a little extra oil if you're cooking the fresh salmon, because definitely you want to put. I just put a very little oil at first with my so you have a thick piece. It could be 3/4 of an hour. You got medium low heat. So then you would put takes half hour for the veggies. So you would have your fish in for 15 minutes and then put in your other veggies. But it is just so delicious. Whole grain rice, or if you have a sweet potato, it's just so delicious. My son was very happy with that meal. And I seasoned it well with, I had lemon pepper salt, and even a little bit of sea salt too. I added. And you could put fresh lemon too. Squeeze some fresh lemon too. But that lemon pepper salt is just excellent. It has different seasonings, and it's a seasoned lemon. And there's other things in it, garlic and onion and more. So I just well seasoned the veggies and the salmon. And I put a little thyme and rosemary too, so that the salmon doesn't burn in the veggies, you know, because you know you're cooking at medium low. You still should, you know, it takes a while for that to cook, and it could, you know, start to burn a little. You have to keep stirring it. That's why they call stir-fry vegetables. And for lunch, I made for myself, I had whole grain pasta, and I had chickpeas, and I put a little whole organic peanut butter and the lemon pepper seasoning, and a little sea salt, and boy, that was delicious. Excuse me. I was up very early today, and we had company over last night and the night before too. But my puppy got up earlier than usual, 6:30. Usually gets up at like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Being, I guess we had company, I got up earlier. Excuse me. But last night the person didn't, you know, they got up at 6:30. And got slept over, and that's when my puppy got up. So it was like an hour, hour and a half earlier. Oh. My son, that was my son's friends, not my friends. And he's always trying to help them. I think it's wonderful. But, you know, some of these friends, they just don't reciprocate. The girl that was here yesterday, she is wonderful. But the other friend doesn't always reciprocate with. I really don't see any reciprocation, but he knew him all his life. And I tried to explain to him, just because you know somebody all, you know, all your life doesn't mean you have to stay friends with that person, unless there's some reciprocation. There should be some, and there isn't any. I really don't see any reciprocation. Very, very little. He came to my father's funeral recently. That's about it. I don't see, I see very little. Like my son will take him to the airport. My son will stay over if he needs to because he travels out of state and whatever. But and he's helped his sister through, put her through college, some degree with finances, and I mean I have to support him mostly. So I mean, what in the world is he doing? He makes enough money. He should be helping his own sister, and that's it. So I see very little in that friendship. I just hope my son, just because you're used to somebody, you really got to break free. It is not a healthy situation. And he's friends with his brother too, and his brother did more. He helped him set up a washing machine and dryer. But he didn't come once. We asked him to come. He didn't come once to help while we're doing the minor renovation, to try to do something, because we're doing a minor renovation but throughout the whole house, and he didn't come once to do anything. But when he asked him to move or to set up his desk or something, my son's always going there. He moved all his furniture twice already, 2 different places he had to move to. And I just can't see it. Can't see it. But my son has to think for himself. I only can advise. You get used to somebody, but still, if they're not being a friend, why should you stay friends with somebody? No, I'm friends with somebody and I don't expect them to do. Latinos, you okay up there? You're gonna go bye-bye soon. Okay. Well, and strength. Whether you need that prayer now or later, you can always pray to God. God heals 100%. I just do the prayer and I say amen. So if it's not now that you need it, but if later, please, for your family member, it could be for yourself, whoever, please just remember, pray with me to God, and God will heal 100%. We'll be back tomorrow at 5. And I thank you for tuning in. And please tell other people to also tune in. I'm just going to finish this last little flower. And okay. All right. So I thank you, everybody. And I can hold this whole thing up. I'm sure I'm not quite done, but at least we're getting there with the flowers. And I thank you again, and have a good night or a good day, depending on where you are in the world. Bye now.